Hello and welcome to Storytime with Drag Queens. My name is Miss Nita, and I am thrilled that you are joining me today as we spring into the new season with some of my favorite stories. And I may have a little special something extra for you guys from some of our other Kiki Queens coming up a little bit later on. But for now, sit back, grab a snack, and enjoy the show. Up first, we have Over and Under the Pond by Kate Messner with art by Christopher Silas Neal by Chronicle Books out of San Francisco. I've got my copy right here, but don't worry, you can follow along right here. Let's get started. Over and Under the Pond. Over the pond we slide, splashing through lily pads, sweeping through reeds. The water's a mirror, reflecting the sky, sunshine and clouds, then a shadow below. What's down there, I ask. Under the pond, Mom says. Under the pond is a whole hidden world of minnows and crayfish, turtles and bullfrogs. We're paddling over them now. Over the pond we skim past tall rushes. Whirligig beetles loop and twirl, skaters on a warm summer surface. Under the pond, minnows dart through waving forests of grass, while a brook trout lurks, ready to lunge. Over the pond, we lift and dip, pull past a row of painted turtles on a waterlogged tree. 1, 2, 3, they slip off and away. Splash, gurgle, sploosh under the pond. Over the pond, cattails rustle and shush in the wind. Listen close. Red-winged blackbirds race by. One has grass for her nest. Under the pond, caddisfly larva builds a home of her own, a secret shelter of pebbles and sand. Over the pond, the shadows of trees lean out from the shore. We coast under a low-hanging branch. A moose looks up with a mouthful of water lilies. We interrupted his lunch. Under the pond, beavers dip and dive. They pump with powerful tails and rise to the surface with delectable roots from the mud. Ugh. Over the pond, the wind gives us a push and stirs the light-dappled leaves on the shore. There, on a branch, a new goldfinch teeters, finally ready to fly. Under the pond, tadpoles are changing, learning to hop. They're losing their tails, growing legs, and growing up. Over the pond, there at the shore, tall and silent and still, a great blue heron stares down into the deep. It tenses, takes one long-legged step, and strikes. It catches a wiggling quicksilver minnow from where it was hiding under the pond. Over the pond we drift, heads tipped up to the sun. A woodpecker clings to a teetering pine, digging for ants. Under the pond, an otter claws for freshwater mussels. Over the pond, a sleepy dragonfly lands for a rest. His spindly legs tickle my knee. Under the pond, dragonfly larvae watch what swims by. They catch minnows in monster-fast jaws. Over the pond, the shadows stretch. Ospreys circle on quiet wings. Raccoons and minks stalk the shoreline for supper. Under the pond, With a flip of a tail, a crayfish disappears in the dark. Over the pond, we head for home. We glide, swish, bump, right up onto shore as a far-off loon calls goodnight. The sky turns from sunset to dusk to dark. Night settles over the pond. The prowling catfish and drowsy turtles, the scuttling crayfish, the tadpoles turned frogs, wading herons, and stalking raccoons. And a hidden world under the pond. The end. And now, Who Likes Rain by Wong Herbert Yi, published by Henry Holt & Company. Pit, pit, pit on the window pane. Down, down, down come the drops of rain. Who wants rain? Who needs April showers? I know who. The trees and the flowers. Raindrops falling down in spring. Hit the awning. Ping, ping, ping. When it rains, who's the first to scap? I know. Do you? Meow, meow, meow. It's the cat. Gurgle, gurgle down the gutters, out the spout the water splutters. Who likes rain? Not Papa's old truck. Who likes rain? Quack, quack. It's a duck. Pitty plip plop, pitty pat splat. I can catch raindrops in my hat. When it rains, who comes out to squirm? I know, do you? Creep, creep. It's a worm! Raindrops beat like a tum-tum drum. On my umbrella, rum-a-tum-tum. Who likes rain? Not my neighbor's dog. Who likes rain? Ribbit, ribbit. It's a frog! A wind comes whooshing through the trees. It shakes the raindrops from the leaves. Who likes rain? It jumps with a splish. Do you know? Glub, glub. It's a fish! After a while, the showers stop. A few last drops fall. Plip, plip, plop. Clouds break up, no need to huddle. All that's left is one big puddle. Who likes rain even more than a duck? More than a frog in the muckety muck? Who needs rain besides the trees and flowers? Who wants a day with April showers? Off comes the raincoat, boots, and a hat. Who likes the rain? I do. Kersplat. The end. You know one of my favorite things about spring? Taking puppies for walks outside. This is my puppy, Ivy. As Ivy and I take a quick little trip outside, I'd love to introduce you to two of my very good friends. Please welcome Miss Bubbles and Captain Bubbles.
Hi everybody, Mrs. Bubbles here.
And Captain Bubbles!
Here to sing you one of my favorite childhood campfire songs. I'm going to sing the lead, you follow him.
Follow me!
Here we go. There was a hole.
There was a hole
In the middle of the ground.
in the middle of the ground.
Prettiest hole.
Prettiest hole
That you ever did see.
that you ever did see.
And
The green grass grows all around, and the green grass grows all around.
And in this hole.
And in this hole
There was a tree.
there was a tree.
The prettiest tree.
The prettiest tree
That you ever did see.
that you ever did see.
And the trees in the hole. And the holes in the ground. And the
Green grass grows all around, and the green grass grows all around.
You catching up? You got
I'm
this?
getting there.
All right, let's keep going. And on this tree
And on this tree
there was a branch.
there was a branch.
The prettiest branch
The prettiest branch
that you ever did see.
that you ever did see.
And the
Branches
branches
on the tree, and the trees in the hole, and the holes in the ground, and the green grass grows all around, and the green grass grows all around.
And on this branch, there was a nest.
There was a nest,
The prettiest nest
the prettiest nest
that you ever did see.
that you ever did see.
And the
The
nest
nest
is
is on the branch, and the branch is on the tree, and the tree is in the hole is in the ground, and the green grass grows all around, and the green grass grows all around.
What do you think might be in that nest?
Maybe a hippopotamus?
Hippopotamus? Well, let's see. And in that nest,
And in the nest,
there was an egg.
there was an egg,
Prettiest egg
the prettiest egg
that you ever did see.
that you ever did see.
And
The egg is in the nest, and the nest on the branch, and the branch is on the tree, and the tree is in the hole is in the ground. Green grass grows all around, and the green grass grows all around.
on this egg,
There
was a bird.
was a bird,
The prettiest bird
prettiest bird
that you ever did see.
Okay, Ethel Merman, pump the brakes. Okay. It goes, that you ever did see.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
And the bird's on the egg, and the egg's on the nest, and the nest on the branch, and the branch on the tree, and the tree's in the hole is in the ground.
Green grass grows all around, and the green grass grows all around.
Whew, one more. Do you have it in you?
One more.
All right. And on this bird,
There
was a feather.
there was a feather,
The prettiest feather
prettiest feather
that you ever did see.
that you ever did see.
And the feather's on the bird,
and the bird is on the egg, and the egg is on the nest, and the nest is on the branch, and the branch is on the tree, and the tree is in the hole is in the ground. Green grass grows all around, and the green grass grows all around. And the green grass grows all around,
and the green grass grows all around. Happy spring!
Bye, everybody!
Up next is Hank's Big Day, the story of a bug. Story by Evan Kuhlman, pictures by Chuck Gronick, by Schwartz and Wade Books of New York City. A big rock. That's Hank's house. Hank, a pill bug, crawls out from under. This is Hank. Hank shimmies through tall grass. He nibbles on a dead leaf. Breakfast over, Hank creeps past a cricket. A curious cricket. He comes upon a worm tied in a knot. A weird worm. And an ant carrying a potato chip. An industrious ant. Yikes! A scary grasshopper! Hank climbs a long stick. He continues climbing the stick, working up a sweat. He finishes climbing the stick. It's now Hank's exercise stick. Then he curls up in the tall grass. Playing dead, of course. He scoots along and finds himself on a sidewalk. He looks both ways, then starts to cross. He lumbers through a pothole, finds a little shady spot. He stops to inspect a rainbow made of chalk, some stripy art. He climbs on top of a bottle cap. You know, a slippery round thing. Hank finishes crossing as a boy rides by on a skateboard. That was close. Too close for comfort. Hank trudges onward and comes upon a smiling face. She's dressed up like her hero, the famous flyer Amelia Earhart. Hank's new best friend, Amelia. With Amelia's help, Hank crawls onto her helmet. Amelia jumps up, tilts her arms, and takes off with Hank aboard. Amelia and her co-pilot, Hank the Pillbug, are crossing the Atlantic Ocean in their airplane. Together, they run around the front yard. An amazing view of the world. Amelia and Hank zip through the side yard. Amelia's dog is fast asleep in her doghouse. The brave pilots fly over England and wave to the Queen. Hello, Queen. Hello. In Paris, the plane just misses the Eiffel Tower. Amelia lands near a cafe, Le Velvet Bug. The flyers circle a maple tree and head for a picnic table. Hank nibbles a peppermint leaf and Amelia drinks from a juice box. Snack break over, Amelia puts out her hand and Hank crawls back on board. They run across the yard and down the driveway. Amelia's brother, Aaron, is playing with his army guys. Hank and Amelia return to America. They make a daring landing as millions cheer. Amelia sets Hank on the mossy rock where she found him. Hank gazes up at Amelia. This is what friendship looks like. Hank crosses the sidewalk, curls up and plays dead, treks down his exercise stick and passes the grasshopper, the ant, the worm, and the cricket. He takes a big bite out of a dead leaf. Yum. And when the day is done, Hank crawls under his rock at last. Home, sweet home. The end. Up next, We Found a Hat by John Klassen, produced by Candlewick Press. Part 1, Finding the Hat. We found a hat. We found it together. But there is only one hat. And there are two of us. How does it look on me? It looks good on you. How does it look on me? It looks good on you too. It looks good on both of us. But it would not be right if one of us had a hat and the other did not. There is only one thing to do. We must leave the hat here and forget that we found it. Part 2, Watching the Sunset. We are watching the sunset. We are watching it together. What are you thinking about? I'm thinking about the sunset. What are you thinking about? Nothing. Part 3, Going to Sleep. We are going to sleep. We are going to sleep here together. Are you almost asleep? I am almost asleep. Are you all the way asleep? I am all the way asleep. I am dreaming a dream. What are you dreaming about? I will tell you what I'm dreaming about. I'm dreaming that I have a hat. It looks very good on me. You are also there. You also have a hat. It looks very good on you too. We both have hats. The end.
I hope you've been practicing your numbers, because this one we have to count to 10. Let's do it. This old man, he played one. He played knick-knack on my drum with a knick-knack, paddywhack, give the dog a bone. This old man came rolling home. This old man, he played two. He played knick-knack on my shoe with a knick-knack, paddywhack, give the dog a bone. This old man came rolling home. This old man, he played three. He played knick-knack on my knee with a knick-knack, paddywhack, give the dog a bone. This old man came rolling home. This old man, he played four. He played knick-knack on my door with a knick-knack, paddywhack, give the dog a bone. This old man came rolling home. This old man, he played five. He played knick-knack on my hive with a knick-knack, paddywhack, give the dog a bone. This old man came rolling home. This old man, he played six. He played knick-knack on my sticks with a knick-knack, paddywhack, give the dog a bone. This old man came rolling home. This old man, he played seven. He played knick-knack up in heaven with a knick-knack, paddywhack, give the dog a bone. This old man came rolling home. This old man, he played eight. He played knick-knack on my gate with a knick-knack, paddywhack, give the dog a bone. This old man came rolling home. This old man, he played nine. He played knick-knack on my spine with a knick-knack, paddywhack, give the dog a bone. This old man came rolling home. This old man, he played 10. He played knick-knack once again with the knick-knack, paddywhack, give the dog a bone. This old man came rolling home. Thanks for counting with me.
Up next, we have Stellaluna by Janelle Cannon, published by Houghton, Mifflin, and Harcourt. In a warm and sultry forest, far, far away, there once lived a mother fruit bat and her new baby. Oh, how Mother Bat loved her soft, tiny baby. "I'll name you Stellaluna," she crooned. Each night, Mother Bat would carry Stellaluna, clutched to her breast as she flew out in search for food. One night, as Mother Bat followed the heavy scent of ripe fruit, an owl spied her. On silent wings, the powerful bird swooped down upon the bats. Dodging and shrieking, Mother Bat tried to escape, but the owl struck again and again, knocking Stellaluna into the air. Her baby wings were as limp and useless as wet paper. Down, down she went, faster and faster, into the forest below. The dark, leafy tangle of branches caught Stellaluna as she fell. One twig was small enough for Stellaluna's tiny feet. Wrapping her wings around her, she clutched the thin branch, trembling with cold and fear. "Mother," Stellaluna squeaked, "where are you?" By daybreak, the baby bat could hold on no longer. Down, down again she dropped. Flump! Stellaluna landed headfirst in a soft, downy nest, startling 3 baby birds who lived there. Stellaluna quickly clambered from the nest and hung out of sight below it. She listened to the babble of the 3 birds. "What was that?" cried Flap. "I don't know, but it's hanging by its feet," chirped Flitter. "Shh, here comes Mama," hissed Pip. Many, many times that day, Mama Bird flew away, always returning with food for her babies. Stellaluna was terribly hungry, but not for the crawly things Mama Bird brought. Finally, though, the little bat could bear it no longer. She climbed into the nest, closed her eyes, and opened her mouth. Plop! In dropped a big green grasshopper. Stellaluna learned to be like the birds. She stayed awake all day and slept all night. She ate bugs, even though they tasted awful. Her bat ways were quickly disappearing, except for one thing. Stellaluna still liked to sleep hanging by her feet. Once, when Mama was away, the curious baby birds decided to try it too. When Mama Bird came home, she saw 8 tiny feet gripping the edge of the nest. "Eek!" she cried. "Get back up here this instant! You're gonna fall and break your necks!" The birds climbed back into the nest, but Mama Bird stopped Stellaluna. "You're teaching my children to do bad things. I will not let you back into this nest unless you promise to obey all the rules of this house." Stellaluna promised. She ate bugs without making faces. She slept in the nest at night, and she didn't hang by her feet. Stellaluna behaved as a good bird should. All the babies grew up quickly. Soon, the nest became crowded. Mama Bird told them it was time to learn to fly. One by one, Pip, Flitter, Flap, and Stellaluna jumped from the nest. Their wings worked! "I'm just like them," thought Stellaluna. "I can fly too." Pip, Flitter, and Flap landed gracefully on a branch. Stellaluna tried to do the same. How embarrassing! "I will fly all day," Stellaluna told herself. "Then no one will see how clumsy I am." The next day, Pip, Flitter, Flap, and Stellaluna went flying far from home. They flew for hours, exercising their new wings. "The sun is setting," warned Flitter. "We had better go home, or else we'll get lost in the dark," said Flap. But Stellaluna had flown far ahead and was nowhere to be seen. 3 anxious birds went home without her. All alone, Stellaluna flew and flew until her wings ached and she dropped into a tree. "I promised not to hang by my feet," Stellaluna sighed. So she hung by her thumbs and soon fell asleep. She didn't hear the soft sound of wings coming near. "Hey!" a loud voice said. "Why are you hanging upside down?" Stellaluna's eyes opened wide. She saw a most peculiar face. "I'm not upside down. You are," Stellaluna said. "Ah, but you're a bat. Bats hang by their feet. You are hanging by your thumbs, so that makes you upside down," the creature said. "I'm a bat. I'm hanging by my feet. That makes me right side up." Stellaluna was confused. "Mama Bird told me I was upside down. She said I was wrong. Wrong for a bird, maybe, but not for a bat." More bats gathered around to see the strange young bat who behaved like a bird. Stellaluna told them her story. "You ate bugs?" stuttered one. "You slept at night?" gasped another. "How very strange," they all murmured. Wait! Look at me, this child." A bat pushed through the crowd. "An owl attacked you?" she asked. Sniffing Stellaluna's fur, she whispered, "You are Stellaluna. You are my baby." "You escaped the owl?" cried Stellaluna. "You survived?" "Yes," said Mother Bat as she wrapped her wings around Stellaluna. "Come with me and I'll show you where to find the most delicious fruit. You'll never have to eat another bug as long as you live." "But it's nighttime," Stellaluna squeaked. "We can't fly in the dark or we'll crash into trees." "We're bats," said Mother Bat. "We can see in the darkness. Come with us." Stellaluna was afraid, but she let go of the tree and dropped into the deep blue sky. Stellaluna could see. She felt as though rays of light shone from her eyes. She was able to see everything in her path. Soon, the bats found a mango tree, and Stellaluna ate as much of the fruit as she could hold. "I'll never eat another bug as long as I live," cheered Stellaluna as she stuffed herself full. "I must tell Pip, Flitter, and Flap." The next day, Stellaluna went to visit the birds. "Come with me and meet my bat family," said Stellaluna. "Okay, let's go," agreed Pip. They hang by their feet and they fly at night and they eat the best food in the world, Stellaluna explained to the birds on the way. As the birds flew among the bats, Flap said, "I feel upside down here." So the birds hung by their feet. "Wait until dark," Stellaluna said excitedly. "We will fly at night." When night came, Stellaluna flew away. Pip, Flitter, and Flap leaped from the tree to follow her. "I can't see a thing," yelled Pip. "Neither can I," howled Flitter. "I!" shrieked Flap. "They're going to crash," gasped Stellaluna. "I must rescue them." Stellaluna swooped about, grabbing her friends in the air. She lifted them to a tree, and the birds grasped a branch. Stellaluna hung from the limb above them. "We're safe," said Stellaluna. Then she sighed, "I wish you could see in the dark too." "We wish you could land on your feet," Flitter replied. Pip and Flap nodded. They perched in silence for a long time. "How can we be so different and yet feel so much alike?" wondered Pip. "I think this is quite a mystery," Flap chirped. "I agree," said Stellaluna. "But we're friends, and that's a fact." The end. Well, thank you so much for tuning in to Storytime with Drag Queens, and an extra special thank you to the Peggy Notebaert Nature Museum for inviting me, Miss Nita, and my dear friends from the Kiki Queens to come and play along. And if you had a good time, make sure you look out for Tea Time with Turtles, because we'll be back! More information can be found on the Nature Museum's website right here. We'll see you next time. But before we go, please welcome back one more time, Mrs. Bubbles and Captain Bubbles. Bye!
It's time for bingo! You know the song. Every time we sing a verse, we leave out a letter. Let's go.
There was a farmer had a dog, and Bingo was his name. Oh, B-I-N-G-O, 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 and Bingo was his name. Oh, there was a farmer had a dog, and Bingo was his name. Oh, I-N-G-O, 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 and Bingo was his name. Oh, there was a farmer had a dog, and Bingo was his name. Oh, N-G-O, 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 and Bingo was his name. Oh, there was a farmer had a dog, and Bingo was his name. Oh, G-O, 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 and Bingo was his name. Oh, there was a farmer had a dog, and Bingo was his name. Oh, 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 and Bingo